Dear members of the State Commission, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, at today's meeting of the State Commission, we are going to confirm the composition of the prime and the backup crew of Soyuz TMA-10M. The Russian Space Agency, the State Commission, as well as the Chief Designers Advisory Committee have received the reports of the technical condition of the ISS and also on the preparation of the booster and the vehicle itself, and on the readiness of the ground services, made a decision to perform a launch of Soyuz TMA-10M on September 26, 2013. So this will be the start of the next increment on the ISS. Yesterday, according to our schedule, regarding the preparation of the booster, we saw the rollout of the rocket, and the rocket was tested successfully. All the tasks, all the work has been completed, and everything looks nominal as of today. Right now, I'd like to give the floor to the head of the Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center, Sergei Krikalev, and I would like to propose the composition of the prime crew and the backup crew of Soyuz TMA-10M. Thank you. Dear Mr. Chairman, dear members of the State Commission, in order to perform the flight program of increments 37-38 on the ISS, the following crews completed their training: Oleg Kotov, Soyuz commander, flight engineer for ISS 37 and flight engineer for ISS 38; Sergei Ryazanskiy, flight engineer for Soyuz and the ISS; and Michael Hopkins, flight engineer 2 for Soyuz and flight engineer for the ISS. Backup crew: Alexander Skvortsov, Soyuz commander and ISS flight engineer; Oleg Artemyev, flight engineer for Soyuz and the ISS; and Steve Swanson, flight engineer 2 for Soyuz and the ISS. The training program has been completed successfully, and all the crew members passed their examinations successfully as well. According to the conclusion of the Chief Medical Commission, all the crew members are deemed ready for the space flight. We also had the meeting at the GCTC and reviewed the reports on the readiness of the crew. And based on those results, we made our decision that the crew of increments 37-38 is ready to fly on Soyuz TMA-10M to the ISS. They have completed their program in full, and based on the aforementioned, I would like to propose to the State Commission to approve the composition of the prime crew: Soyuz commander Oleg Kotov, Soyuz flight engineer Sergei Ryazanskiy, and flight engineer 2 for Soyuz Michael Hopkins. Backup crew: Soyuz commander Alexander Skvortsov, Soyuz flight engineer Oleg Artemyev, and flight engineer 2 for Soyuz Steve Swanson. This completes my report. Thank you. And right now I'd like to give the floor to the Director General and the President of RSC Energia, Vitaly Laputa. Thank you. I would like to report to the State Commission that the rocket, the booster, and the vehicle itself, Soyuz TMA-10M, is completely ready for the flight and we did not have any issues or problems with them. And I would like to use this opportunity, and I would like to wish to Oleg, Sergey, and Michael good luck. I would like to wish you inspiration in space. At the same time, don't forget about the flight program. We are looking forward to seeing you back here on Earth, and good luck to you. So the resolution of today's meeting of the State Commission is the following. We have heard the report of Mr. Krikalev, and we decided that we will confirm the composition of the prime and the backup crews based on the report of Mr. Krikalev and Mr. Lapota. So the State Commission has resolved, first, to confirm the composition of the prime and the backup crew of Soyuz TMA-10M prime crew. Soyuz Commander Oleg Kotov, Flight Engineer for Soyuz Sergei Ryazanskiy, Flight Engineer for Soyuz Michael Hopkins, Backup Crew Soyuz Commander Alexander Skvortsov, Flight Engineer for Soyuz Oleg Artemyev, and Flight Engineer Steven Swanson. Second, we will proceed preparing with our preparations, getting ready for the flight in a couple of days. Thank you. I would like to give the floor right now to Deputy Director of ISS program, to Joel Montalbano.
Sergey, Michael, on behalf of the ISS program, the Johnson Space Center, and the NASA agency, I want to congratulate you on your certification readiness.
Олег, Сергей, Майкл, от лица программы Международной космической станции, от лица НАСА и Центра космического центра Джонсона поздравляю вас с окончанием подготовки.
In just under 2 months, we'll celebrate the 15th anniversary of the International Space Station. Your crew and all the crews before you will be showcased to the world of the successfulness we've made on the partnership and the International Space Station. I will tell you that we wish you the very best, and ground teams around the world stand ready to support your successful mission.
Через приблизительно 2 месяца мы будем праздновать 15-летие Международной космической станции, и ваш экипаж, и экипаж, который полетит за вами, они будут показаны всему миру с тем, чтобы показать, какая замечательная у вас Международная космическая станция и какой успех был достигнут на ее борту. Желаю вам всего самого наилучшего и удачного полета.
Спасибо.
Thank you. Right now, I would like to give the floor to the Deputy Director of IMBP, Mr. Sapozhnikov. Dear Oleg, Michael, and Sergey, on behalf of the Chief Medical Commission and all the medical personnel that participated in your preparation, I'd like to congratulate you on the completion of your training. Well, Oleg, you are a unique crew, and you know it, because you are doctors. 2 crew members in your crew are doctors, are surgeons. And I would also like to say that Sergei Ryazanskiy, first, is a staff employee of IMBP, and he is also continuing what his grandfather did. His grandfather was the chief designer in the team of Sergei Korolev. So, Oleg, I think that Michael and Sergey will complete their program successfully. Good luck to you, and we will always be there to support you. Thank you. All right, I would like to give the floor to Mr. Petrenko, Deputy Director of Baikonur. Dear members of the State Commission, dear crew members, on behalf of the Baikonur, I would like to congratulate Oleg Kotov, Sergei Ryazanskiy, and Michael Hopkins on the confirmation of the composition of the prime crews to fly to the space station. I would also like to report that all the special services of Baikonur are ready for the launch of the Soyuz TMA-10M, and they're also ready to perform all the tasks that might arise. And according to our tradition, I would like to say that for the cosmonaut who goes to space, I would like to give very nice gifts to Mike Hopkins and to Sergei Ryazanskiy on behalf of Baikonur as first-time flyers. So these are our certificates. Thank you. So you will receive those gifts when you come back to Earth in half a year. All right, thank you. Anatoly Pavlovich. Oleg Artemyev in the backup crew was born in Leninsk, which is near Baikonur, and he graduated and finished school here near Baikonur. So when we were laying flowers to the Gagarin monument in Baikonur, I mentioned that to the residents of our city, and I told them that he was going to high school number 211. No, but if you perform your duties as the deputy head of Baikonur Cosmodrome, we will launch you to the station. Dear colleagues, right now I would like to give the floor to the commander of the Soyuz vehicle, Oleg Khodov. Dear members of the State Commission, dear Mr. Chairman, dear guests, I would like to report that the crew is absolutely ready to perform the assignments of our increments, and we're morally and psychologically ready as well. So we hope we will perform all the tasks in due manner. Thank you very much for your support at every stage of our training and preparation, and we'll do our best. Thank you. Ryazanskiy Sergei Nikolaevich, flight engineer of the prime crew. Yes, I would like to thank you, everyone, to say thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for your support at every stage of our training that took a lot of years. And I would like to confirm that we are ready 100%. We have a very good crew, and we will perform all the tasks that were assigned to us. Thank you. Flight engineer of the prime crew, Michael Hopkins. I don't have to say a lot. We are ready, and thank you very much, everyone who helped us and supported us. Thank you. Commander of the backup crew, Alexander Skvortsov. Well, the tasks that the backup crew had and that we have right now are being performed right now. And I would like to say thank you very much to those people who help us launch, to help us go to space and make our dreams come true. Thank you. Flight engineer of the backup crew, Oleg Artemyev. Thank you very much who trained us, and we are very happy to be the backup crew to such a wonderful prime crew, and good luck to all of you. Thank you. Flight engineer of the backup crew, Steven Swanson. Thank you very much, everyone, and I hope that we will see you again in 6 months here. Thank you.
Олег, Сергей,
Dear Alex, Sergey, and Mike,
разрешите от имени
on behalf
Государственной
of
комиссии
the State Commission, I would like to congratulate you
уверена
once
огромная
again
честь совершить
on your flight.
полет на
It's a great honor to fly
космическом
to
корабле
the
«Союз
station
Т-17»
for
и
everyone. So I'm sure you will
Международной
complete
космической
all your tasks successfully. You will fly on Soyuz TMA-10M to the space station. So I would like to wish you once again successful completion of the flight program and all the tasks assigned to you. And I would also like to wish you nominal return to the station. So this crew will celebrate their birthdays also on the ISS in September, October, and December. So have great parties up there.
Подарок от Роскосмоса гарантирую.
We will send you a gift from Roscosmos, that's for sure.
Коллеги, на этом
All right, dear
заседание
colleagues,
Государственной комиссии
this completes our meeting of the State Commission. Thank you very much, everyone.
Добрый вечер. Мы начинаем нашу
Good evening. I would like to start our press conference. And
Международная космическая станция
according to the flight program,
2013 года
on September 26, 2013,
ракета-носителя «Союз»
Soyuz TMA-10M will launch from the Baikonur Cosmodrome
с 3 членами экипажа на борту.
with 3 crew members on board.
In accordance with the International Space Station flight program, the launch vehicle Soyuz will be launched from Cosmodrome Baikonur, and the launch is scheduled on the night of September 26, 2013. This launch vehicle will insert into orbit the manned spacecraft Soyuz TMA-10M with the crew members.
Государственная комиссия утвердила составы основного.
So the State Commission has approved and confirmed the composition of the prime and backup crews. The prime crew consists of
МКС-38 Котов Олег Валерьевич.
commander of Soyuz and ISS-37 flight.
Interdepartmental Commission approved the crew. Let me introduce them. Commander of Soyuz spacecraft, Expedition 37 flight engineer and Expedition 38 commander Oleg Kotov.
Борт-инженер корабля и борт-инженер МКС Сергей Рязанский. Роскосмос, Россия.
Flight engineer of the spacecraft and flight engineer of the International Space Station Sergei Ryazansky.
Борт-инженер 2 корабля «Союз» и борт-инженер станции Майкл Хопкинс, НАСА.
Flight engineer number 2 of the Soyuz spacecraft and flight engineer of ISS Michael Hopkins, NASA.
Также утвержден состав дублирующего экипажа. Командир корабля борт-инженер станции Александр Скворцов, Роскосмос, Россия.
The backup crew also approved. The commander of the backup crew is Alexander Skvortsov.
Борт-инженер корабля и борт-инженер станции Олег Артемьев, Роскосмос, Россия.
Spacecraft flight engineers and flight engineer of the station Oleg Artemyev.
Борт-инженер 2 корабля и борт-инженер станции Стивен Свонсон, НАСА, США.
Flight engineer number 2 of the spacecraft and the commander of ISS, Stephen Swanson.
И мы переходим к вопросам.
Okay, we can start asking questions right now. Hello, Россия TV channel. First of all, congratulations on the confirmation of the composition of the crews. Oleg, the first question will be for you. Maybe you've heard this question before, but what is the mascot of your increment? Okay, yes, I've heard that question before, so I will answer the same thing today. I cannot say it's the mascot, it's the zero-G indicator. It's a small toy. It's a black cat with the name Gambler. It's been in space twice already, so it's certified already for the 3rd flight to the ISS. I'm sure this cat will do great.
Вопросы, пожалуйста.
Next question, please.
Все?
Is that all? You don't have any other questions?
Добрый день, Первый канал.
Hello, Channel 1.
О том, какие выходы в космос планируются.
Could you tell us more about spacewalks that are planned for your increment and what kind of research you will be doing in space? Thank you.
Ну, наверное, я начну отвечать вопросы про выход в открытый космос.
Okay, I will start answering the question about our spacewalks. So, as of today, 3 spacewalks are planned for our increment.
Посвящены во многом
Mostly, we will be installing a lot of scientific hardware
тоже снаружи.
outside the station. We will be doing some R&R also.
Также во время первого выхода
And during the first spacewalk, we will take the Olympic torch with us, so we'll be performing this spacewalk together with Sergei. So this will be our way to support Sochi Olympics.
в научной программе, я думаю, Сергей расскажет.
I think Sergei will tell you more about our scientific program. We have a lot of scientific experiments planned, and as you know, they are very diverse. We have biomedical experiments. We have a separate program of biomedical experiments. So thank you very much to the IMBP and the Moscow State University for that. Unfortunately, we could not include all the experiments that we wanted, but still we have lots of them. We have some physical experiments, educational experiments, psychological experiments. So I think we'll have a lot of things to do there.
Спасибо большое.
Thank you very much.
Добрый вечер. А вы не могли бы поподробнее
Good evening.
как вообще
Could you
родилась эта идея
please
вынести факел
tell
в
us
космос?
how this idea emerged to take the Olympic torch into open space?
Это в малых деталях, на самом деле, эта идея.
Well, I don't know a lot of details about this idea.
Экипажа
Of course, it was not the idea of us, of crew members, because we are going to perform this task. So this idea was
комитета России.
originated first in Roscosmos, in the Olympics Committee of Russia.
Зрелищным, красивым.
But our goal here is to make it look spectacular.
Наверное,
It will be a show. We would like to showcase our Olympic torch in space. So we will try to do it
планируется прямая трансляция во время этого выхода. Именно
in a beautiful manner.
миллион людей.
And I think that a lot of people, actually millions of people, will be able to see it live on TV.
Как работает
They will see the station, they will see how we work
мы все равно оставим
during our spacewalks.
за собой, чтобы не все раскрывать.
But of course, there will be a couple of surprises that you will also be able to see live.
Вы будете следить за ходом
One more
Олимпийских
question.
игр?
Will you watch the Olympic Games from board on board the ISS?
Да у нас просто прям в плане работы будет написано,
Yes, our
болеть за какую команду.
schedule
На самом деле.
will include
Мы будем во многом болеть.
the
Мы попросили группу
timeline for the games. No, we actually asked our MCC specialist to
соревнований по определенным видам спорта.
uplink
Очень нравится. Понятно,
those
что
competitions
посмотреть,
that we would like to see most. Of course, we won't have enough time to see everything. And of course, we will be receiving some
по ходу соревнований.
general information.
Естественно, за свои
And of course, we'll be supporting our national teams, and
друзья, коллеги будут
we'll be supporting those athletes who we like most. And I'm sure that our colleagues on board the ISS will do the same. And during
речевкой
dinners, we will be
поддержку наших команд.
just exchanging our impressions and feelings about that. Thank you very much.
Rob Navius with NASA Television. A couple of questions for Mike Hopkins. Mike, as mentioned, you and your crewmates will be on orbit for 2 milestone events. In November, 15th anniversary of the launching of the first component of the space station, and again, the Winter Olympics next February. What significance do these events hold for you and your crewmates in terms of the correlation to the international component of the station that will be your home for the next half year?
Вопрос от телевидения НАСА. Для Майкла Хопкинса в течение полета Майкл будет участвовать в праздновании 2 знаменательных событий. Это юбилей запуска первого модуля МКС и также открытие Олимпийских игр. И вопрос состоял в том, что для Майкла означают вот эти вот события.
So I think both of these milestone events for the station are an indication of the good things that can happen when you have such international cooperation, when nations come together and work towards a common goal. And so I think you'll see that in the celebration of the first module and the celebration of the Olympics, and certainly in the carrying out of our mission on ISS.
Ну, конечно, вот эти знаменательные события, они показывают то, насколько может быть замечательным международное сотрудничество, что мы стремимся все к одной и той же цели, и как многого мы можем достичь вместе.
Следующий вопрос, пожалуйста.
Next question, please. Hello, Yuzhny Space Center. First of all, I would like to wish you a successful flight. I want everything to go nominal in your flight. And my next question is about the Olympics. What would you like to wish to our athletes?
Конечно же, удачи.
First of all, good luck, of course,
нашу страну.
and to get as many golden medals as possible. Thank you.
Наталья Бурцева, студия Роскосмос.
Natalia Burtseva, Roscosmos TV studio. Congratulations.
Что означает этот жест?
What does it mean?
Поздравляю с утверждением.
Congratulations on the confirmation of the composition of the prime crew. Congratulations, backup crew. I would like to ask you the following.
Как можно больше людей, которые будут стремиться в космос, ваших...
In order to increase the number of people who would like to become cosmonauts and astronauts, what would you do for this?
От космонавта. Вопрос...
Will you be answering questions that you will receive on the website of Roscosmos? And can high school children, high school students send you questions on the Roscosmos website? Now, next question is for Sergey. How will you communicate with your son, and what will you be telling him from the ISS? And a question to Mike, what do you usually do in the United States to increase the number of those who want to go to space? Is that all? Really? Thank you. That was a long question. So what was the first question? Sorry, I forgot. It was a joke. Of course, we are going to perform some educational programs on the ISS. We have an official program that is part of our flight program. We will be working on such interesting projects as lessons from the space. Then we'll have some motivational events. We will have blogs, space blogs. We will be answering questions that we will be receiving on the ISS. And there is some backlog of those questions. From the last press conference, we had a lot of questions there, so we will be answering those questions from the ISS. And of course, we will be answering questions on the Roscosmos website. It's very interesting for us. Sometimes we receive questions from children, from enthusiasts of the space industry, and those questions are usually more interesting than those that we usually hear during press conferences. So it's more interesting to answer those questions. It was a joke. And I would also like to try to post, to uplink my photos. We'll have a photo and video gallery. So GCTs and Roscosmos supported me in this effort. So you can see those pictures, those videos on the websites of Roscosmos and of GCTC. So that's what we will be doing. Sergey doesn't remember his question.
Конечно, я тоже буду стараться.
Of course, I will try to write something in my blog, and the Cosmonautics News website will be supporting this, so I will try to do my best to share my impressions from my first flight. My son, Michael, is currently working on his own website, and I think we'll be communicating via my website or via his website. So I will try to answer his questions and to answer the questions of other enthusiasts.
Будут и радиосвязь.
Of course, we will have some ham radio sessions with high school students. We will also have a My 75 experiment. We'll have telephone conferences with summer camp Arlonak. So we have lots of plans, as you can see. I think it will be both useful and interesting. Mike?
Okay, so I guess the question here is how do we encourage people and to get into aerospace, to get into encourage them to follow the astronauts and maybe become one themselves. And so we do have an educational outreach program, and so we're constantly, as astronauts, both on the ground and actually on station, going out and talking to kids in schools and other organizations and really encouraging them. Oh, sorry, I'm going to let him.
Ну, насколько Майкл понял, вопрос был о том, как астронавты вдохновляют, американские астронавты вдохновляют детей на участие в космических программах. И Майкл считает, что мы стараемся делать как можно больше, чтобы вовлекать детей не только в космические программы, но и чтобы возбудить в них желание стать когда-нибудь астронавтами самим. И американские астронавты участвуют в образовательных программах, как на Земле, так и на станции. Они устраивают различные разговоры, встречи с детьми в школах, в других организациях. И таким образом поддерживают вот эту связь.
So he's doing a great job over here. And then, so, you know, we go out and we reach out to these, to the kids and to people and really encourage them to get into the math and sciences, but more importantly, to pursue their dreams and something that they're passionate about, because astronauts, cosmonauts come from all walks of life, all kinds of jobs and careers. And so really we encourage them to find something they love.
Ну, конечно, мы продолжаем эту работу и с детьми, со всеми остальными, со взрослыми людьми. И, конечно, мы просим и их вдохновляем на занятия и математикой, и другими видами наук. Но в первую очередь надо понимать, что космонавты и астронавты приходят абсолютно из разных сфер деятельности. И самое главное — это следовать за мечтой и за своей страстью. И вот это, наверное, является самым главным.
Спасибо.
Thank you. I have a question for Sergei Ryazanskiy. Well, talking about the Olympic Games, did you have any simulations with the torch already? And can you please describe us just briefly? So you're talking about special training sessions? Yes. Yes, of course, we were participating in different training sessions, and we had some simulations in our laboratory. We were working on the technical side of these tasks, and of course, we will improvise a little bit there on orbit. But you will see all the details on TV.
Вот этот момент объясните, пожалуйста, как это будет происходить?
Can you please expand on that? What small details can we expect to see? First, I will be the first one to egress. I will have camera with me. After that, Oleg will egress the station with the torch, and we will be recording that. So pretty much that's it. After that, we'll have some creative work. And after that, we'll swap, and I hope he will give me the Olympic torch in space. Well, it was a joke, but seriously, taking the Olympic torch to space is a very serious technical, it's very serious technical work, especially for the crew, and we were simulating that a lot. I can only add that it will be really interesting thing to see on TV Will you light it up? No. You'll see our eyes, I'm sure, so they will be lit up.
Ну, потому что, сами понимаете, что факел в космосе горит.
Well, of course, you understand that fire, you cannot have fire on orbit, and it was not the goal from the very beginning.
Странно, если бы
Maybe it will be very strange to see some fire inside the rocket, even if it's the Olympic torch.
самого факела, именно того
It will be part of the Olympic relay,
огонь Олимпийских игр.
so it will be the torch that will be used
Сценарий выхода.
during the opening ceremony in Sochi.
Rob Navius, NASA TV from Mike again. You and your crewmates will barely have gotten your feet wet when the Orbital Sciences Cygnus cargo craft arrives at the station just a few days from now. How thrilling will that bonus activity be for you guys? And what is the significance of adding a second American resupply ship to the fleet servicing the International Space Station?
Майк, вопрос к Майклу от нас ТВ по поводу того, что сразу уже практически по прилету для команды подготовлена работа по разгрузке приходящих грузовых кораблей, и мнение Майкла на этот счет, как он вообще ощущает себя в этой ситуации.
So I'll answer the second part of the question first, and that's how significant is it to have another vehicle added to the fleet of resupply ships. And obviously it's very significant, it's very important, and so congratulations to Orbital for a successful launch and joining SpaceX in our commercial side of resupplying the station. It certainly provides options. It's great for industry in the U.S.
Да, вторая часть была про второй грузовой корабль. И Майкл говорит, что это действительно большая честь и серьезная работа участвовать в разгрузке этого корабля. И вообще это большая удача для американской коммерческой индустрии, что такие поставки, такие запуски осуществляются.
And so now to the first part of the question, for us as a crew, though you certainly don't want to see problems with the vehicles that's up there that's caused the delays, but on the other hand, at these times you often see the team shine, and when they solve these issues and are able to get the vehicles on board, really is a testament to their skills.
Ну, конечно, никто не любит, когда случаются какие-то задержки или проблемы, но все равно команда начинает сиять, когда видит приходящий корабль, начинает его разгружать, заносить грузы на станции. И, кроме того, это дополнительный опыт для команды.
And so as a crew, we're very excited to be up there when Cygnus rendezvous and docks, and looking forward to opening that hatch.
Ну, конечно, самое интересное будет дождаться корабля «Лебедь» и открыть люк и посмотреть, что же там внутри.
Спасибо. Следующий вопрос, пожалуйста.
Thank you. Next question, please.
My name's Paul Scott from RT, TV channel based in Moscow. It's a question for Mr. Hopkins, and it's kind of related to something we were talking about a few moments ago about the next generation of astronauts, because I believe that 2 of the 3 crew members, this is the first time you've undertaken such a mission. And my question was 24 hours before your first flight, how do you feel? And secondly, is that unusual that 2 of the 3 have never undertaken something such as this?
Вопрос от московского представителя Russia Today. Это впервые, такой случай, не впервые, когда команда летящая состоит из 2 человек, которые никогда не участвовали в космических полетах. И как вообще Майк ощущает себя, какие у него по этому поводу мысли за 24 часа до запуска?
So in terms of the having 2 of us on board the Soyuz that are first-time flyers, it's not unique. It's happened in the past, and it's happened on the shuttle as well, where you have first-time flyers.
Ну, конечно, надо отметить, что такие случаи всегда случались. И на шаттле были люди, которые первый раз летают, и сейчас такое происходит, поэтому ничего странного в этом нет.
In terms of how I'm feeling right now, as you can imagine, very excited. A little bit nervous, but also very confident. It's great to have someone else that's on their first mission to share this with.
Ну, конечно, насчет моих ощущений я скажу, что я и очень восхищен, и немного нервничаю, но, конечно, более восхищен. И, кроме того, я очень рад, что есть с кем разделить опасения, что я лечу первый раз. Ведь есть еще один человек такой же.
But I'd also like to say I feel very confident, and part of that comes from our commander, who's obviously very experienced in the spacecraft, but as you can see here in the press conferences as well, he always has a calming presence.
Ну, конечно же, я очень уверен, потому что я могу положиться на нашего командира, и, как вы видите, он даже сейчас во время конференции очень спокоен, поэтому ничего не может произойти.
RIA Novosti. First of all, congratulations on the upcoming flight. I have a question for Oleg first. So you mentioned the live TV broadcast of the spacewalk where you will have the Olympic torch. So on which channel can we see that broadcast? Well, you probably need to ask this question to the technical services of Roscosmos because we don't know that. One more question, it's for Sergey. Recently, you had a meeting with the president of the Moscow State University, and you graduated from that university. So will you have a conference with the Moscow State University? Well, you need to ask our technical specialists about that. Currently, all the technical details are in work between MCCM and the top management of Moscow State University. But of course, we're looking forward to it. Will it happen before the New Year celebration? Yes, before that. One more question. While you will be on orbit, you'll be celebrating the 15th anniversary of the ISS, and you will be having birthday parties almost every month. Oleg, Sergey, Mike, how are you going to celebrate your birthdays on orbit and the birthday of the ISS? Thank you. So we will start our celebrations right after we arrive to the station, and we will finish all the celebrations after Russian Christmas in January. Of course, we will have gifts, we will have lots of good food. Well, if we can say that we have good food up there. And I can promise that it will be very interesting, and I'm excited to see that on orbit. I have two brief questions. So, which vehicle will deliver the Olympic torch? Your Soyuz vehicle? No, we will not be delivering the torch to the station. Officially, the commander of Soyuz TMA-11M will have the torch. So this torch was given to Michael Turin personally by the head of Roscosmos, and we are planning to deliver it on the 7th of November. In 2 days after the launch, we will have a spacewalk, and we will have 3 Soyuz vehicles docked to the station at the same time. We'll have 9 crew members. That is the first time in the history of Russian cosmonautics, so it will be a unique experience. And on the 11th, Fyodor Yushchenko's crew will take this torch back to Earth, and then the torch will continue its relay on Earth. Thank you. Oleg, one more question for you. So, it will be the first time when you're going to dock to the station in 6 hours. So will you miss those 2-day rendezvous that you experienced before? It's a very interesting question for me, because 6 hours is not 2 days. And unfortunately, we won't have enough time to get to our food that we will have on the Soyuz vehicle. We will be too busy for that. But of course, it's very good for the crew. It's faster, it's more convenient. So, 4 orbits after the launch, we will dock to the station. Then we will enter the station, ingress the station. It will be a long working day for us, so we are trying to prepare for such a long day. So we're sleep shifting right now. So we sleep during the daytime and we train during the night. So we had breakfast not long ago. So it was done specifically for us, and we won't be too tired then when we arrive to the station. From the technical perspective, I can say that we're absolutely prepared. We have completed all the trainings. We're always ready for off-nominal situations. I hope we won't have such situations, but still, just as a backup option, we always have the 2-day rendezvous plan. I hope that everything will be interesting and exciting. Thank you for your questions. Great question.
У меня замечательный вопрос дублирующему экипажу.
I have a great question, one more great question for the backup crew.
Внимательно следим за вашей подготовкой и
We were following your training plan and schedule, and we're very glad to see you here.
тоже не первый раз дублируете и
Alexander, you will fly to space for the second time.
дублирующий экипаж.
So what's your plan for the next 6 months? What will the backup crew do for the next 6 months? So you have already passed all the exams that the prime crew had to pass. So you will have to perform 2 flight programs in this case, theirs and your own one. Thank you for your question. Yes, it's the fate and destiny of all backup crew members. We complete the training flow that the prime crew has, and then we start preparing for our own flight. So we will start preparing and training for our own program pretty soon, because we are going to have a very intense program. It will be a very serious mission for us.
Передаем опять эстафету основному экипажу. И следующий вопрос.
Okay, next question for the prime crew.
Мария Старостина, телеканал Russia Today.
Russia
Хотелось бы
Today
узнать, какие отношения
TV channel.
сложились между членами экипажа и
So what kind of relationship do you have in your crew?
прокомментирует это как-то?
I know that there are 2 surgeons in the crew, so can you say that you're friends? So what's the atmosphere in the crew?
Да. Вот мне подсказка, я сказал, не знаю, как ответить. Сергей, ладно, говорит.
I even don't know how to answer your question. Maybe we can say that we're not friends. It's a joke.
Всех членов экипажа очень хорошие.
So we have great relationships, great atmosphere in our crew. We understand each other perfectly. Michael and Sergey have a great sense of humor. As you can see, we're always giggling and smiling here.
Хорошее настроение.
We are in a very good mood
Легкий фон.
before the flight. And I think that good sense of humor and good mood is the most important thing when you're preparing for such a long mission. Of course, you can be technically prepared, but if you don't have this connection, if you don't have the harmony in your crew, then the flight won't be fun at all. So I hope that the flight will and the mission will be very good, and I hope that we will have the same relationships at the end of our mission. More questions? No, nobody wants to add anything.
Все правильно сказал.
My commander was right.
На самом деле, я так понимаю, что это был крайний вопрос, и я хочу, чтобы
I understand this was the last question for the crew.
тоже сказали об экипаже, потому
So, Michael, Sergey, can you please say a couple of words about the crew?
То, что я правду скажу.
Yes, I will tell the truth.
Надо сказать, действительно, чувство юмора — это...
Yes, the sense of humor is absolutely essential for any crew, especially when the commander has it. You will perform, in this case, you will perform tasks easier, and it helps in difficult conditions, and it will definitely help us during our mission. I'm a first-time flyer, and with such a commander I'm absolutely confident that we will do great. Talking about Mike, I can say that Mike is an essential part of our crew. He's a great person, and he's always busy with something, and he's always trying to be useful for the crew. This is very rare, and I think that Mike is a great addition to our crew. Mike, so how do you feel right now? Are you a subject of their experiments?
So since we're being honest.
Но так как все все-таки решили говорить правду.
No, actually, we've spent a lot of time together in a very confined space.
Мы провели очень много времени вместе в очень таком узком пространстве.
And that would be very difficult if you didn't get along with the people that you're with.
Ну и вообще будет не очень хорошо, если ты не будешь ладить с людьми, с которыми тебе предстоит провести много времени.
And I think for us, everything in terms of our training has gone extremely well.
Но мне кажется, что в течение наших тренировок вся наша работа прошла просто великолепно.
Вопросы еще есть? Ну, на этой позитивной ноте, на этом.
On this wonderful note, I would like to say that this completes our press conference. Congratulations, Prime Crew. Have a great launch, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you back on Earth. Thank you very much. And traditional photograph.
А теперь экипаж основной один, пожалуйста.
Only the Prime Crew, please.
Да, серьезное выражение лица не получается у экипажа.
No, you can't have a straight face. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.